Hey, this is Pat, and today we are checking out the all-new REAX Castor 2 gloves. Now, the Castor 2 gloves are replacing the original Castors in REAX's line, and it's got a nice sport commuter style to it, full leather main construction with perforations throughout. So I think this is going to be a solid glove for anybody out there riding in the summer. Again, maybe commuting to work or just riding around in twisties on your sport bike. I think these could be a great option for you. And honestly, the styling and some of the other colors, I think could blend really well into maybe say the V-twin or even cafe racer segment. So a really versatile glove. And like I said, you get that full goat leather main construction. Before I get too long-winded though, let's talk about the overall fit. Now I measure my hand circumference right around 8.75. And according to REAX's size chart, I should be in a size large, which is what I am in most gloves. Size large is fitting me spot on. They're a little bit tight right out of the box, and I think that's going to be perfect when they break in. About that 10 to 15% most gloves do. They're going to be a nice spot on fit for my hand. So keep that in mind, reference that size chart, take your measurement, and you should be all set. Starting up at the cuff, we do have a single Velcro entry up at the top. It's got this more military-esque design to it, in my opinion. I would like to see maybe something a little bit thinner just to reduce the bulk, but again, I can see the style that REAX was going for that. You get a pretty decent, probably one of the biggest pulls I've seen out there. I would have loved to see that maybe a little bit smaller, maybe blended in, but it does help on getting these gloves on, I will say. You get some accent stitching along the perforation with foam at the back of the hand. That can be polarizing to some, but I don't mind it, especially on the green style and the black style. I think it blends in pretty nicely. And then you do have some foam at the outer ulna in that landing zone. Should you go down, you know you get a little bit of protection out there. Moving down the back of the hands, you do get in a new addition to the line. You do get this accordion stretch. It used to be a stretch fabric, like a stretch textile across the back of the hand. I like that they went with leather, just increases the abrasion resistance at this back of the hand. It's not a huge vulnerability point, but it does help the overall sizing and the overall, rigidity of the glove stay at the back of the cuff. Moving down to the knuckle, you do have a carbon knuckle across the entire front. It's one single piece of carbon fiber across there, surrounded by that goat leather that is perforated with double stitching around. Now, the carbon fiber is new. I will say it's a little bit stiff on the back there, but there is foam on the inside of it. I think that adds a little bit of comfort for all day riding, but I will say it does, like I said, it's just one single piece across there. There's no splits in it or dual density, but again, that is rigidity that's gonna help you in the event of a crash. Moving down the back of the fingers, you do have accordion stretch with reflective built in to the trigger fingers. You're looking at your middle finger and your index finger. That helps with grabbing the controls, makes it a little bit easier, again, if you're riding for multiple hours at a time. And again, I don't think I have to point it out, but you can see all that perforation running down the back of the fingers. That's gonna be airflow on those hotter days. Again, I mentioned summer riding. I think this is gonna flow a ton of air through on your gloves. On the inside seam of the gloves, I want to point out that you do have a suede visor wipe. Now, you usually see this only on waterproof gloves. I do like that REAX added in there just in case you need to wipe your nose or wipe the visor. You do have that soft fabric that's going to help pull it all away. You do get touch tech at the index and the thumb at the tips. That's going to help you with your smartphone, your iPhone, or anything like that, or a GPS. That's going to help you activate that as well. Slight perforations running down the goat palm, but otherwise a almost pure goat palm running down the front with this digital goat embossment at the grip and the crook of the thumb, just so you can make sure you're holding on to the bike's controls. One feature that I do really like is they did add super fabric. This is all new for the same price of the glove. Now, the glove originally was $100 in the Castor 1. The Castor 2 is $100 as well. So the fact that you're getting carbon fiber knuckle as well as this super fabric, I think that's a great add from REAX. That is surrounded by the digital goat leather as well, which goes fully up the side of the hand with some foam inserts. If you're not aware, this is one of the most prone areas in a slide. If you get into a wreck, you're gonna hit the deck and really slide, so it's great to see that outer seam reinforced. But again, the super fabric is my favorite feature. That's gonna help you slide and not help your hand catch, which can break your wrist in the event of an accident. Otherwise though, I think this is a solid glove from REAX. I think with the updates that they did, again, the nitpicks that I have, maybe reducing the cuff size with the Velcro and the pull size, that would be my personal opinion if I'm looking at these, but for a mid-sized glove for you commuters, sport riders out there, I think this is gonna be a solid option that you should consider. But if you have any other questions, don't just take it from me, click that info button. That's gonna take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews and see what other riders are saying about the new Castor 2. If you still have questions, our customer service team is always available and they are happy to help you get set up for your next ride. I wanna thank you for joining me and checking out the all new REAX Castor 2 gloves. I'm Pat, and I'll see you in the next video.